Welcome back to Storybook Living France. Last week, in part one of the Lyon series, we explored what it's really like to live in Lyon, France, from the culture, nature, and transport to everyday life through local insights. Today, we're diving deeper into the heart of the city, covering housing, cost of living, neighborhoods, and what expat life here truly feels like. Now, let's dive into part two. Lyon offers a wide range of housing options, whether you're renting or buying. So let's start with what you might pay for rentals. A one-bedroom apartment typically rents for 970 to 1400 US dollars or 900 euros to 1300 euros. A two-bedroom apartment generally runs around 1400 US to 1950 or 1300 euros to 1800 euros per month. For a three-bedroom, rents often fall in the 1950 to 2700 US dollars per month or 1800 euros to 2500 euros per month. An important note is that renters often need a French guarantor, especially if you're an expat. And also, landlords may stipulate that your salary be roughly 3 times the monthly rent. And links are provided in the description. When buying as of mid-2025, the average price stood at around $4,960 per square meter for apartments across Lyon. To give you an example, a 60 square meter apartment or a 645 square foot apartment at that rate would cost around 298,000 US dollars or 274,560 euros, though in more desirable neighborhoods, prices can be significantly higher. And for a house of 80 square meters or 861 square feet, the price would average at around 548,000 US or 472,000 euros. Now here's a snapshot of different areas around Lyon, moving roughly from more affordable to more expensive neighborhoods. Villeurbanne is popular with expats and quiet. It's convenient for commuting and slightly more affordable. You might want to be located near the train station for convenience because traffic is a bit of a challenge here if you drive. Pick your location carefully. Tassin-la-Demi-Lune is about 7 kilometers from central Lyon, easy access and family-friendly with a lot of housing choices. This is a popular area as well. Saint-Foy-les-Lyon is a village that feels miles away from the city but is right next door to Lyon. This is a great suburb for schools, a green environment, and easy commuting, but expect to pay more to live here. Garibaldi in the 3rd arrondissement, close to the city center, is a mix of old and new. It is more affordable and great for younger people and students. The slopes of Croix-Rousse between the 1st and 4th arrondissement has a wonderful village-like atmosphere, great views and gardens. Prices are about mid-range and are popular among students for sharing. The La Croix-Rousse Plateau and Vieux Lyon in the 5th arrondissement make up the city's historic UNESCO-listed Old Town, full of charm, winding streets, and beautiful architecture. These areas sit at the higher end of the rental market and purchase market. Nearby Fourvière offers a quieter, more family-friendly atmosphere, with peaceful surroundings and the magnificent Basilica of Notre Dame de Fourvière watching over the city. The Presqu'île, spanning in the 1st and 2nd arrondissement between the Rhône and Saône rivers, is the vibrant heart of Lyon, filled with cafes, restaurants, and boutique shops, and known for its top-tier property prices. In general, districts like Vieux Lyon, Presqu'île, and the 6th arrondissement command the highest prices. Now, the cost of living in Lyon is more expensive than in Bordeaux, which we covered 2 weeks ago. If you're interested, go check out that video here. The average cost of living for a single person in Lyon, including rent, is estimated to be lower than in Paris. For a small family in a two-bedroom apartment, basic utilities, including electricity, heating, water, and garbage, can cost around $131 to $350 per month, or 113 to 302 euros. Internet plans are around $23 to $46, or 20 to 40 euros per month, and mobile phone plans are very affordable, often costing around $18 or 15 euros for plenty of data. An average monthly grocery bill for a single person is around $290 to $406, or 250 to 350 euros. An inexpensive meal out is about $18 or 15 euros per person. A dozen eggs costs $4.83, or 4 euros and 16 cents. 1 pound of apples costs $3.17, or 2 euros and 73 cents. 2 pounds of potatoes cost $2.43, or 2 euros and 9 cents. A good quality bottle of red wine costs around $9.29, or 8 euros. A cocktail at a downtown bar is about $12.77, or 11 euros. And if you want to buy a basic model VW Golf, you can expect to pay around $34,000, or 29,300 euros. The economy in Lyon is strong, particularly in the private sector. The average annual net wage after tax in France is approximately 39,888 US, or 34,344 euros. The top 10% of earners can make more than $58,000, or about 50,000 euros a year, while the lowest 10% earn less than $20,000, or 17,280 euros. The minimum wage is $13.80 per hour, or 11.88 in euros, equating to a gross annual salary of approximately $25,000 for a full-time 35-hour week. Lyon is a hub for various industries, including chemicals, pharmaceuticals, and biotechnology, as well as digital technology and textiles. A job with the railway manufacturing company Alstom will pay you approximately $38,000 per year, or 33,000 euros, or a job at Solvay, a research and innovation center, will pay you approximately $81,000 per year, or 60,000 euros. Lyon is considered a good city for families, with numerous parks and recreational activities, as mentioned last week. You have a large choice of 6 different international schools in Lyon, costing between about 7,000 to 20,000 US, or 6,000 euros to 17,000 euros annually. And as always, public education is free, and preschool is also free, starting at the age of 3. All children residing in France, regardless of nationality, have the right to attend public school. For childcare for children under 3, a private full-day preschool or kindergarten can cost an average of $800 US a month, or 687 euros, with the full range of about 400 to 1600 US, or 350 to 1400 euros. Government aid and subsidies are typically available using a means-tested scale, generally costing about 10% of one's income. A private nanny costs around $12.77 to $17.42 US per hour net, or 11 to 15 euros, and the price goes up for higher qualifications. Babysitters in France cost around $11 to $12.60 an hour, or $9.50 to $10.85 euros. I didn't mention this last week, but Lyon has an active American club that welcomes people of all nationalities who are proficient in English and have a connection to the U.S. They host regular social events like coffee chats, book clubs, and game nights. Again, check the description for links. Lyon also has many religious centers, such as the International Christian Church of Lyon, an English-speaking church. In Lyon, you will also find Anglican, Buddhist, Roman Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox churches, a synagogue, and a mosque. Now let's talk about a few interesting places to visit, like Vieux Lyon, the Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site with charming cobblestone streets and hidden Traboules. Secret passageways that connect streets through courtyards and buildings. More on that later. This Renaissance neighborhood is filled with 15th to 17th century buildings and filled with shops, restaurants, and museums. Hence the reason why it is more expensive to live here. And make sure to catch the funicular while you're here. The Basilica of Notre Dame de Fourvière is perched on Fourvière Hill. This basilica offers breathtaking panoramic views of the city. The hill is also home to an ancient Roman ruins, including an amphitheater. Musée des Confluents is a stunning futuristic building at the confluence of the Rhône and Saône rivers, housing a unique natural history and anthropology museum. This one is a must-see. Les Halles de Lyon Paul Bocuse is an indoor gourmet food market where you can sample some of the finest regional products from cheese and charcuterie to pastries and wine. Remember to check the links in the description for some useful tips for you to save. And as always, forgive my pronunciation. Merci. Speaking of food, Lyon is the gastronomic capital of France, so a food tour is a must. The city is famous for its traditional bouchons, cozy restaurants serving local Lyonnais cuisine like quenelle or fish dumplings. A Lyonnaise quenelle is a delicate baked dumpling typically made with a base of panade, a smooth mixture of flour, butter, and eggs, blended with diced fish like pike, then poached and served. It is traditionally served with a rich crawfish sauce or a creamy bechamel. And then you have the saucisson de Lyon, or a sausage, which is a large cooked pork sausage from Lyon, known for its rich flavor and moist texture. It is often served warm with a potato salad or baked inside a brioche loaf, a dish called saucisson brioché. Rosette de Lyon is a traditional French dry-cured pork sausage from Lyon, made with coarsely chopped pork, garlic, sea salt, and black peppercorns, then slow-aged in a natural beef casing for a rich, mellow flavor. And don't forget to visit one of the many local markets, like the one at Croix-Rousse, to buy fresh produce and local specialties. They are open every morning except Mondays until around 1 p.m. You can save money on dinner in Lyon compared to Bordeaux, but the real challenge is that nearly all other costs, especially housing and utilities, are notably higher. If you are a food connoisseur, as many are in Lyon, you must visit the 2 Michelin-starred restaurant Mère Brasière. Founded in 1921 in Lyon by Eugénie Brasière, where you will enjoy haute cuisine lyonnaise served in an Art Deco atmosphere, to quote the website. You can expect a meal to cost upwards of 200 plus euros per person. Or for a more humble and casual dining experience, you must visit the very popular tea house Au Passage for traditional Lyonnaise classics, pies, pastries, and comfort food. The charm of this spot in the Traboules of Lyon make it even more special. Traboules were secret passageways once used by silk traders to transport their wares safely away from the rain. Although many are now private property, you will find that the public ones are popular tourist spots. And speaking of quirky facts, it's interesting to also note that Lyon is the birthplace of cinema, thanks to the Lumière brothers who invented the cinematograph here in the late 19th century. Here is a poster advertising their cinematograph showing a famous comedy in 1895. We owe them a great thanks for their invention. And speaking of light, Lyon's annual Fête des Lumières, or Festival of Lights in December, is an event unlike any other. It attracts millions of visitors with spectacular artistic light shows and video projections on buildings and landmarks across the city. But this 4-day festival has deep roots. It actually began as a spontaneous tradition in 1852, when the people of Lyon, celebrating the installation of a statue of the Virgin Mary, spontaneously lit small candles, or lumignons, and placed them on their windowsills. To this day, every December 8th, Lyonnais citizens still keep that simple tradition alive, illuminating their windows while the city becomes a massive open-air art gallery of light. It truly transforms Lyon into a magical winter destination. And that wraps up part two. If you found this information useful, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell me in the comments if you could see yourself visiting or actually moving here. And what did you find most surprising today about Lyon? Thank you so much for being here and watching my new series, Storybook Living France. Come back next week when we visit the city of Rennes, the capital of Brittany. A bientôt.